A couple of weeks ago, I got invited by the Dutch company VRSpace to an exclusive Pimax Backer Meetup, which was hosted in the city of Gouda, Netherlands. The purpose of this meetup was to give the opportunity to more than 50 invited Pimax backers to try out both the VR headsets and compare the image quality and performance between the 5K Plus and the 8K side by side. In this video, I will do a short rewind of this meetup, asking the backers about their first impressions using these headsets and what they think about the differences between the 5K Plus and the 8K when playing a few VR games and simulators. We will also let them try an Oculus Rift headset to see if the wide field of view of Pimax really makes any difference. I hope you will find this video interesting, and if you do, please get subscribed and leave a like on this video, guys. A big thanks to all my Patreon supporters, and a special thanks to my official sponsors on Patreon, Commander Darklight, Art Armin and VR Ambassador. But guys, before we let the Pimax backers speak for themselves, I would like to start off by talking to the CEO of VRSpace, Mr. Darius Hayden-Poor, that made it all possible by arranging and hosting the whole Pimax backer meetup at his huge office space in Gouda. So Darius, I would like to say big thanks for this meetup, the Pimax demo meeting that you got.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, I think this is really something that all of the backers who was here and also the potential buyers, they really appreciate this. Because I think every person has its own opinion about the Pimax. They really want to see it for yourself before choosing between the 5K Plus and the 8K.
The meetup was actually a success. We invited like 50 backers, and like everybody showed up. We had 98 of 89% showing up, and it was really nice to see. People really valued and enjoyed it, and they were happy to test it. And I think it was very important because when we had the Pimaxes, then we tested it the first day, and then the second day we tested it the 8K. And then at first there's no real difference. But then when we set it up in a big room with 2 light box fields, then we saw immediately the difference, and then we thought, wow, more people has to see this. So then we got the idea, okay, we have to go to Pimax and say, well, we have to demo this to other backers so they can make a decision which one is better suited for them.
Yeah, because I have to say, this is actually the first time on a meetup that you actually can compare, that we could compare the same game with both of the headsets like side by side almost.
Yeah, I think for the purest comparison it was important to have the exact same scene. So like we had Project Cars 2 and Skyrim, and then we put the game scenes exactly the same car, the same track, and then both machines together. And to a lot of backers I said, before you begin your time slot, then go to the first, to the 8K, look inside, walk to the 5K, put it on your face, and then you will see the difference in colors, in pixels and everything. So that was really important for us to show it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. What hardware were you using, by the way?
We are using NVIDIA 1080 Ti's with i7 8700s and 32 gigs of internal memory. So I think that's an average good machine for the 5K Plus and 8K.
Yeah, it is a top-of-the-line computer, of course, but for Pimax you need something like that to really enjoy, especially simulators like Project Cars 2 that you tried here. So yeah, I really think you made a great job, and I really look forward to more of these meetups. Maybe, I mean,
yeah.
Are you going to host some more of these?
Yeah, actually, because we very liked what happened here, meeting you backers and tech guys all together. The whole ambience was great. We had some great talks. So we're moving permanently to the chocolate factory here in Gouda, and we have a lot of places here, demo spaces which we can use. So we're definitely going to organize more of these demo meetups, especially for the techs to come together. So we have more Pimaxes or other brands which are interesting to see. Then we will invite all you guys, and then we have a nice meetup together, and you can experience and exchange information.
Yeah, I know you have some bigger plans for this whole building.
Yeah, exactly. Well, my company VRSpace, we're working now for 4 years. We started with the DK1 from Oculus, and we demoed all over Europe. We did a lot of demos, like 10,000 people. We demoed the VR technology too, and we were looking for a base to land actually with our company, and that is here in the chocolate factory. We're now negotiating with the local government. What we're trying to get a space like 800 square meters, and then we're gonna make there a VR space with room scale VR, with flight simulators, race simulators, VR cinema setup, a maker space. We're gonna do workshops for kids and grown-ups on the field of virtual reality, but also game development in Unity, 360 video editing. So we really want to bring technology to the people and to make it accessible also for people that don't have enough money to buy a VR. We always thought in a couple of years VR is going to be mainstream. Well, it's kind of expensive to buy everything. So we want to enable this technology for everyone. This is our mission for the coming years here.
Wow, that's impressive. I think many other companies should do the same because VR really needs that exposure, especially for people who still cannot afford it or maybe doesn't even know what it's all about. So yeah, that's a great initiative, and I think you're doing a great job so far.
Thank you very much. We like it very much because we love the technology, especially virtual reality. We believe it's the future. So yeah.
Going from one topic to another, you have been talking to a lot of backers here, trying out these headsets. If you go back to the topic with the Pimax headsets, which one was the most popular here?
Yeah, well, I would guess like it's 2/3 of the guys are choosing the 5K Plus actually. Yeah. They enjoy the somewhat more vibrant colors and the sharpness, what some of them say. However, it remains a matter of personal taste, I've seen. Some don't like the diamond-shaped pixels in the 8K, some don't like the screen door effect, so it's a personal thing. And but the tendency was like, about 66% were choosing for the 5K now after this comparison. But still, 1/3 still chose the 8K above the 5K, which is also interesting. But you should think everybody would choose for the 5K Plus, but that's not the case. Some are really convinced, also for certain games, that they will choose to play 8K. For example, Elite Dangerous is typically a game which you perhaps better play on 8K. But then again, the most thing we like most about the Pimax is of course the field of view. Either if you choose the 5K or the 8K, the field of view is really the difference. You know, we had also some Oculus Rift set up here with Skyrim, and then if you play that and you go to the Pimax, it's just like sticking your face further into the virtual world, and it's really changing. Today I also played Project Cars and Assetto Corsa, and I really enjoyed it driving a car game like that. You know, it's so intense and you're really there, and that's the difference with the Pimaxes opposed to the HTC Vive and the Oculus at this moment. So yeah, definitely the Pimaxes for us now.
Yeah. You mentioned about you had the Oculus Rift stations as well, 2 of these. And I don't know if you saw the impressions of a few of the guys and also the girls, Cass and Sherry, for example. Did you see their expressions when they went back from Pimax to Rift?
That's the whole thing. You get spoiled very fast, you know, and with these things. And it also happened to us, you know. Basically the same when we got the DK1 back in 2014. We were very excited and we demoed it to everyone. But then came the DK2, and as soon as you wear the DK2, then the DK1 collects dust, you know. The same thing happened with the CV1, and now when I put on a Pimax, I'm going back to the Oculus and think, oh, it's like looking through binoculars, you know, and it's very difficult. But I must say, I really enjoy the Oculus Rift CV. I'm a real Oculus fanboy when it comes to that. But yeah, I miss the FOV now. I've seen what it can do with the Pimaxes, and it really is a changer. And I don't deal that much with the pixel density. It's just like the FOV for me is very important.
Yeah, same for me actually. The screen door effect, the resolution is not the most important thing for me. I think the immersion factor by having a wider field of view, that's like 80% of my experience. And a lot of people are asking me right now what I'm not playing on the Vive, on the Rift, on the Samsung Odyssey, and it's just the fact that we're not fanboying Pimax here in any way, but it's just like, it's better. It's just better. For me, it's better, and that's my opinion, not yours maybe, but it's kind of like, it's hard to go back.
But it's the same with televisions also, you know, when you buy a 4K television and you have to switch it to a normal TV, you will see it. It's the same. I come from the age where we had VHS tapes, videotapes then, and then we became digital. And now we look back at the video quality is the same, you know, how could we have watched it like then? So yeah, you really progress in that field, But
and also the step backwards is always the most difficult, I think. Going back to the previous generation, the previous headset, car or whatever,
TV.
I think that's one of the hardest things in virtual reality technology, that it goes so fast. Like goggles that were this made in 2 years' time, it will be old and obsolete, you know, and that's the whole thing. Yeah. So with that in mind, you have to buy your goggles that like 2.5 years you will have them, and then the new generation will come. Yeah, and it goes very fast until we maybe reach a certain level once.
Yeah, I mean, in 1 year or two, we may be playing with a totally different headset, and Pimax will be obsolete or whatever you call it.
It's possible, yeah.
We don't know that yet, but so far right now, I'm impressed with this device, and yeah, I'm glad to be able to share it with people here, and you're setting this up, and it's
yeah, it was very fun to do, and maybe we'll do another Pimax demo again for other backers who weren't able to come here to us. So
I really look forward to
that. I will post it on our channel. So
VRSpace, Darius and Alex, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you very much for coming all the way to the Netherlands.
Thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate that.
Okay.
Look forward to see you again.
Okay, yeah, it shall happen. Yeah.
And now let's see what the Pimax backers has to say during this exciting Pimax meetup.
Okay, my name is Roberto Gardenier. I am part of the Pimax Discord community, where I go under the name Mr. Paperbag or Karoga. And I'm here today to check the Pimax 5K Plus versus the 8K.
So give me some first impressions. You never tried Pimax before, right?
No, very first time. I must say I'm very impressed. The 5K Plus and the 8K, the field of view is amazing.
First of all, screen door effect.
Yes, it is noticeable on the 8K, which I'm wearing currently. You can, well, I want to point at something, but obviously you can't see it, but I can see it if I just look straight ahead into the different textures. Then I do see, you know, the jumping effects on it.
How does it look on the 8K compared to the 5K?
On the 8K, you see the DAOs for me, they're a bit jumpy. Like the pixels are a bit shifting for me. On the 5K, it was more of a clear, clear picture. Yeah. And you know, try to look for the darker areas. For example, some shadowing from the tires. Yeah. And I really, you know, you can see the different shades, and it's pretty doable, to be honest.
Which headset would you choose based on this short little testing you did today?
Based on today's testing, I would definitely make my choice for the 5K Plus. For me, it is much, how do you say, easier to transition into the game.
But you're backing the 8K now or 5K or?
I back the 8K, yeah.
8K. I mean, you're gonna stick to it, or you're gonna change to 5K?
Probably I'm gonna switch to the 5K Plus. Yeah.
And your backing number was?
Somewhere 4,800.
Yeah, so you got a little bit of time to.
I have enough time, yeah.
Better? Oh, look at that. Look at that picture. So the refresh rate is just fine. Because I was thinking that the refresh rate might be causing some issues, like 80 Hertz, 90 Hertz, you know, the differences. But on this one, this is Pimax 8K, and I don't see any issues. The only thing is when I'm turning, I do see some a reprojection happening. Probably that's what it is. By far, the image quality is really, really, really good. I've tried X-Style before, and these two are very comparable. The thing is, the qualities of both of them are so high that I can actually compare them and tell you which one feels how. And this one with a wide FOV, I mean, I can really see everything. And I'm assuming it is on the high FOV right now. This is a big difference. I like them both, but I can tell you that there is already a difference in them. Now, here's the thing. I can clearly see from this distance, I can see all the text that is written in front of me. And in the other one, I had to be this much closer to just be able to see that there is written, I don't know, oil pressure or even the numbers and everything. And I don't have any problem with the scenery. I can see the signs, I can see the, you know, the trees and the sky and everything. There is not much cloud in there. And the quality between the Pimax 8K and 5K Plus, I'm going with the 5K Plus. I'm not going with the 8K.
Why? Tell me why.
So, for some reason, I can see some, how to say, the scenery, the distance better on the 8K, but on the 5K Plus, I can see the texture and everything much better. Oh, wow. I like that more than the real world. on this headset, the quality is so good that for my purpose of game development and VR content development, where I need to know, my clients need to know what the texture is going to really look like, this is much more comparable with the Xtal versus the 8K. And Xtal is a great device. It's really expensive and it's for companies and not for consumers. But the 5K Plus, for a developer, for a designer, this is the one I'm going to choose. If I had the money, I would get both, just because I would love to. But no, this is the one I'm going with, the 5K Plus, and you have to try it, and then you will immediately see the difference. But then again, it's a personal choice. Maybe for someone who just wants to watch movies, that's great. That's really good for movies, because the scene just looks flawless, and the colors and everything, fine. This one, I see so much sharpness, so much detail in the texture of the car and the grass and the trees and everything. That's my choice.
Okay, if you don't see my bad driving, like for the screen is really good. I changed my IPDs as well. It's really easy. I like that it's just over here. You can just do it like that.
Yeah.
And the view is amazing. and just don't even see the black borders. Maybe only on top.
Huh.
But that's it. Like I don't really notice the sides.
No.
Like almost don't even notice it. Only if I like really look like this with my eyes. And I can read things well. Like it's really easy to read as well here. But I really like the field of view. That's so different than all the other headsets.
Kaz, what do you think?
I feel amazing. I'm like on top of the Skyrim world right now. And it looks really amazing. And I really do feel like the bigger field of view is making me less sick, even though I'm walking around like crazy right now and jumping around.
You tried the 8K before and the 5K Plus in a racing simulator.
Yeah.
How would you describe the difference between the two headsets?
Well, I felt, but I'm not sure why. Since the resolution of the 8K is better, I do still feel like this one, the 5K Plus, is less blurry to me on the sides. While this one is definitely more clear. It's
more clear?
I don't see, yeah.
So give me some last thoughts now.
Loving the field of view.
The field of view is pretty great. Yeah, definitely.
I think it's hard to compare because we didn't really try the other one like next to each other. But I think it depends on what sort of game you're playing.
I think with like this game, Skyrim, it does feel better. It like, I don't know, it feels more like I'm playing VR all over again.
Yeah.
For the first time. Kind of feels like that. With the racing game, I had it less though.
Okay, this resolution is much clearer than the other one. This is native. It's a lot larger. I definitely feel the difference to what I'm used to. So it's good. It's good. It's a lot larger actually. I can feel a lot of the peripheral more. What happens? Of course, this game doesn't require that, but I can feel stuff here that is otherwise invisible. Instead of being here, now I can feel this area. This is a huge difference for me. If something comes at me from the side, I can now feel it. If I look at them on this side, yeah. So distortion starts, let's say, here. In the last part, distortion starts, and then the very edges definitely. But I see a small deformation, let's say. But the whole center area is very clear.
But overall, it looks very nice. I just received the Odyssey Plus this week.
Yeah.
And it's a similar quality, I guess. Also, the screen door effect is very similar. Not really. Not that I would, or just far away, just a little bit. But normally you don't look that much in the corner, I guess.
I'm looking for screen door effect, but it's almost not. It's not noticeable. If you watch for it, you find it, but I think like it's really great actually. The color is awesome. Yeah, really. Yeah, I thought it would be more flat. But it's good. It's really better than what I saw on Oculus Rift and Oculus Rift and Vive. But yeah, it's really awesome. It's a little bit blurry on the edge, and I can see a little bit of the
Distortion, right?
distortion. I can see a little bit angle blurry.
Oh, yeah,
It's not a problem. It's because I'm looking for it again. I think when you are playing and you want to see some details like some flight simulator, you need to be able to read the indications, and I think the 5K Plus is better for me. And I'm a little bit surprised because when I tried to look at the sky with the 8K, I saw actually more screen door effect, I think.
So you see less screen door effect now?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it would be worse, but no. Yeah, I think it's better than the 8K actually. It's more sharp. No, I can see the speedometers and I can read it. I wasn't able to read the speedometers. It's clarity. You said clarity. I didn't understand what you mean by clarity, but no, I can understand. It's more sharp for me. You can say whatever you want on the videos. You show us some great picture. It's awesome. Your tests are awesome, but you have to try it by yourself.
Everyone has a different opinion.
Yeah. Like the screen door effect, I was expecting it was very, very bad with the 5K Plus, and actually I can't see it, but I see it in with the 8K.
Yeah, it's awesome. Compared to the other HMDs, for example, I had the 5 Pro.
Yeah.
It was also cool, but still that feeling that you look through an how do you say that? A diving mask.
Yeah.
And now you also see the side of the screen, and that is really cool.
Yeah. But which one would you choose, the 8K or 5K Plus?
I ordered the 5K Plus.
5K Plus.
Yeah. Also, due to the advice of you and Sebastian Eng.
Sebastian Eng, yeah.
Well, first impression, it's worse than the 5K Plus. I think the image is a little bit dimmer on the 8K. It was better on the 5K Plus. Yeah, I can still see it, yeah. I cannot say it's a 0 SD because it's not true. I can see it, but of course it's much better than the Oculus Rift. The field of view, it's great. This is a big advance. I think I will choose 5K Plus. 5K Plus, yes.
First impressions is that it feels way better than expected. Like, you can read what people have said, but when you try it yourself and you feel inside of it has way more immersion than what I'm used to with the current Vive. The distortion in the middle of the image is confusing because it turned out it was because of the IPD setting. But what is confusing is that you don't get that with the Vive. So if you change, people will not expect this because on the current headsets, if the IPD is incorrect, it is not a big deal. So when you put the correct IPD, the distortion is on the very far sides on left and right only. When you really put the correct IPD. So about the biggest question that everybody has, 8K or 5K, if you really don't know which one is which, and you feel not expecting differences, then you can really not tell too much. So I think people don't need to be so dramatic about this. But I would still change my pledge for now. So I pledged for 8K, but I'm probably going with 5K now.
You're going to go with 5K?
After informed decision.
Do you see more details on the 8K or the 5K Plus?
I have to see. I see here more details on this one, but
on the 8K.
Yeah, I have to say, it looks a bit more impressive to me. Looks more sharp. On the other one, looked more like the Oculus. I have to say, a bit jagged.
Can you read the gauges?
have to think back to the 5K, but I can read the gauges. They're a little bit blurry. They're not as sharp, but I was on the 5K. It was at the same. I have to say, more impressed with the 8K at the moment. I'm not looking into colors or anything, but just sharpness. There's a little bit of stutter there that's in game again. And the sharpness of the surrounding.
So your final decision, 5K or the 8K?
Still in doubt, I have to say. I have to say I'm impressed with the 8K. My main thing is I wouldn't choose it because of my impression now, not for any future references, because I think the 8K, when all its potential can be met,
yeah.
There's probably other VR glasses on the market that exceed that.
Yeah. So yeah, you're playing with the 5K Plus right now.
Yes.
Have you tried the 8K yet?
Yes.
And what's your impressions between the two headsets?
Well, the first impression what I saw from the 8K was the black levels are much better than the 5K.
Okay.
But at the same time, if you try like large field of view, compares with the 5K Plus, then larger field with the 5K Plus looks way better than the 8K Plus, in my opinion.
How about the screen door effect between the two?
Yeah, I can't actually really notice, only if I look really, really close, but it's almost not noticeable between these two headsets. I think I will go for the 5K Plus because of the refresh rate, because I play a lot of Beat Saber and refresh rate is really important for me.
Okay. Hi, I'm Michael, and I just tried the 5K Plus on that PC VR set, and I really enjoyed the game. The headset allowed me to use my own glasses.
Yeah, they're quite big glasses, but they can fit without a problem, I guess.
Yes, and I tried it with the Oculus Rift nearby. And it was very narrow, the headset, but the Oculus of the Pimax 5K set is very spacey, so I can fit it right in.
Yeah. So you tried the Skyrim on the Oculus first, right?
Yes.
And then you tried it on Pimax?
Yes, and I would not try it on the Oculus again.
Well, we're going to do that in a second, but what was the first impression going from that field of view of Rift going to Pimax? Was there a huge difference or not?
Yes, it was just very much more depth, but the feel was great also. So, but I will not go to the Oculus again.
Well, we're gonna do that now, actually.
Oh,
come on! We're gonna try Skyrim here on the Oculus Rift.
Yes, the pixels are very visible in this headset, Oculus Rift, and you feel less immersed. In the 5K Plus, it's very great. You can travel in the game and you feel in this world. You can see the animals and the surroundings far more better than in this Oculus Rift.
Cool. And how
which
about
is also a great headset, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, Oculus is a great headset. We've been playing with it for years now.
Yes.
But now, going from the Pimax for a moment and then back to Oculus Rift, how do you feel about the field of view?
It's very narrow. Yes, I will choose the Pimax 5K Plus over any other headset right away.
I don't want to try it actually out now.
I know.
I don't want to put it on. I don't want to put it on.
So yeah, we are kind of a similar scenario.
Oh no, it looks so terrible.
Tell me about it. Tell me everything about it.
Well, the first impression is the small field of view. Exactly, because I see so much black borders around me. And the resolution, well, it's not actually that big downgrade to the resolution, but I still notice a lot of it. And the screen door effect, of course. But mainly the field of view is so painful. I want to put it on.
Hey, that's enough. We're gonna see. What do you feel about the Oculus Rift again? I want to hear it.
Okay, yes. Okay, it's a huge difference. Holy crap. Whoa, it is a super... It is a big difference.
So how is the field of view now in the Oculus?
Super tiny. It feels tiny.
It's tinier than before, isn't it? I mean
Yeah, no, okay, now I know what you're talking about. Wow. I didn't even realize it before. Yeah. Okay. That is dangerous, guys. Now I might want to get the 5K plus too.
Okay, yeah, okay, yes. You can notice it like straight. Sorry about that. You notice like straight away though. Oh, also like the top parts, like the border on the top is way less on the Pimax as well. Not only the sides, but also the top and the bottom.
So the jump from a narrow field of view to large field of view, is it bigger than the jump back to narrow field of view again? Which step is bigger here?
I think going back to smaller, it's really like, I wouldn't do that. Once you've tried it, once you've seen it, yeah, actually, it's really different. But also like the top part, and also like, but the Oculus has like, it's also like the screen door effect on the Oculus is really noticeable. On the Pimax, I didn't really notice that either. Yeah. So all of it together does play a big part in your immersion as well.
Armin is going to try the Oculus Rift now after playing around with the Pimax for 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, I'm already feeling something, but let's see. No. There's nothing in this view that's just like, that's it. I don't see anything. This is a joke.
Oh, the problem is that the Oculus is not a bad device at all. I mean, it's a great device.
This is by far the lens, the quality and everything. I like it very much. And I've tried this before. I've tried HTC Vive. I've tried Oculus Go, and I've tried the Windows mixed reality headsets. This is one of the good ones. I have no complaints about it. But trying Pimax now and then going back to this. Now I'm gonna go home and I'm wondering, am I even gonna use HTC anymore? Or am I just gonna wait for the Pimax?
Yeah, I know the problem. I know, and people are like complaining, like, why are we not playing on the HTC Vive anymore? And I like, this is the reason.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how I can look at my HTC Vive anymore.
Yep.
But no, that experience was really different. You gotta try it for yourself. You will know. This is just looking into two tubes right now.
So I guess I've said it before already, but now it's a fact. Once you go wide field of view in VR, you'll never go back. And oh, I almost forgot. Here's a special shout out to Roberto Hardenier, aka Mr. Paperbag, and also to his lovely Pimax Discord community. These Stroop waffles were really delicious, guys. Soon I'm coming back for more. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed my content. A big thanks to VRSpace for making all this possible, thanks to the whole Pimax team of course, and many thanks to all the backers and VR enthusiasts for a great weekend and fun time in the Netherlands. Lastly, a huge thanks to every one of my Patreon supporters, and of course my official sponsors on Patreon, Commander Darklight, Art Armin and VR Ambassador. Guys, you're really helping me out big time.
Alright, so the camera's already on and your sound is good as well. Talk a little bit.
You're listening to a sound voice recording.
Okay. Damn, that was good. You have that voice.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Bye-bye.
Alright.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it.
Going smooth, so that was really good.
Yes.
We're talking slowly.
Yeah, okay.
I get nervous, you know, I never get nervous when I record stuff.
Perfect, man.